Happy Father's Day, everyone. I wanted to do a quick overview of the collection process once again because my good friend Jan Bergman over at ccfj.net, that's Cyber Citizens for Justice, has taken issue with certain suggestions of mine that have been both in these videos and recorded or written about in the Tampa Tribune and TBO.com. And one of the things that he mentions is that, and this is entirely correct as far as it goes, that the association can file a claim of lien against either a condominium unit or a lot in a homeowners association and record it and pay the clerk of the court the recording fee and do nothing else. And when and if the property sells, well, actually, that's the extent of the advice. And that recording of the lien creates a notice of an intent to collect that at some point in time. It doesn't get the association the money. It doesn't do anything. In fact, I think it even arguably compromises your position, especially if you're a condo, because the condo law says that a condo lien only lasts for 1 year. The difference that Mr. Bergman and I seem to have is that as a lawyer, I can tell you that if all you do is file a claim of lien and do nothing, then the 95% plus or whatever vast majority of people who pay start getting assessed because the other people aren't paying and the board is not doing anything. You will likely soon have a new board of directors. So if you don't like being on your board, well then that's a great way of dealing with delinquent accounts. The fact of the matter is that, at least in my office, we advance all fees and costs involved in the collection and foreclosure process. And except under certain very rare circumstances, the association has no responsibility for our fees and slightly more often for our costs, but we approach that on a case-by-case basis. I think what Mr. Bergman's confused by is the law firms who bill for work as it's done, whether the association collects or not. And in that regard, I think we're of a like mind, because if your lawyer is charging you, say, by the time you get to a foreclosure and the filing of a complaint, say $1,400 or $1,500 in fees and out-of-pocket costs just to collect a few $100s, then you may, I would think that that's not cost-effective, especially if there's 10 or 12 of them in the community. If you happen to have counsel that doesn't do that and will agree to make certain concessions with you on a case-by-case basis in terms of collection of fees, then that's a whole different story. But I think that simply filing a claim of lien and doing nothing will not necessarily lead you down a path of legal trouble. It's more likely that you'll be recalled and no one will ever want to play golf or bridge or sit with you at the pool. And nobody wants that. The goal here is to require people to pay what they agreed to pay when they bought the property. Nothing more, nothing less. This is not an issue of legal fees. This is not an issue of lawyers being bad guys. It's not an issue of out-of-control boards of directors being bad guys. It's a simple matter of business. And if you don't pay your bills to the automobile company, they will repossess the car or sue you or both. If you don't pay your mortgage, they will repossess your home or sue you or both. If you don't pay your pool bill, if you have a single-family home and you don't pay the pool man, he will probably, or she will probably wreck your pump and you'll have a green pool and they'll sue you. So I don't know why community associations are the only class of debtors out there that somehow deserve special treatment, and I continue to be amazed by it. And people who blame boards and blame lawyers, it's not a matter of blame. People need to pay. If they paid, lawyers would never enter the process. When they don't pay, that's when people like me come in, and that's when we do what we have to do. And Jan, I'd be happy to even debate you on this issue at your convenience. Thanks, and again, happy Father's Day. I'm going home for Father's Day breakfast.